Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I wanted to go through all of the super easy Hoyas that I would highly recommend for beginner Hoya collectors. So these definitely helped me out when I first started collecting. I don't know, some of them are pretty hard to take care of, to be honest, and I wouldn't recommend those for beginners, but these I definitely would. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my videos, and yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you love Hoyas, because everyone is loving Hoyas lately. And yeah, let's get started with today's video. So first off, I wanted to show you guys my Hoya Carnosa, because that's without a doubt the best beginner friendly plant. And this is my Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. So I have the Princess as well, which is the opposite variegation, and this Queen has the variegation on the outside, so the cream color is on the border of the leaves. And yeah, sometimes it comes out with like bigger chunks of white and sometimes it's less. So I actually have like a whole stem where it just comes out with purely white leaves. So let me show you. Do you see this right here? So this is a pink leaf, so over time this will turn to white, like a creamy white, and because it doesn't have any green, it can't photosynthesize. So I don't know if that's exactly good, but I just let it kind of be. If it starts browning, I do cut it off, but the rest of the plant looks fairly healthy. It has lots of green, it's a very fast grower, it doesn't really need much water, it's humongous, and yeah, it's just really amazing. I keep this in my north facing window, so it doesn't really get really bright light or anything like that, but it's still constantly pushing out new growth. So that's why I definitely recommend this for beginner Hoya collectors, because it's so easy. Like, you really can't go wrong with Hoya Carnosas, and the blooms are so cute. I can't wait for them to bloom in my care. I've yet to have a Hoya bloom, but that's because I'm a fairly new Hoya collector. So I think one day it will happen. I do see a lot of peduncles on my plants, just none that have bloomed yet. So next up I have my Hoya Obovata. So I find the care for the Obovata very similar to the Carnosa, just because the leaves are very similar in thickness. They're not super succulent like the Hoya Carrii, but they're not like really soft like Hoya Bellas, Lacunosas, those type of Hoyas. So this is the Hoya Obovata. I really like just the plain green variety. It has a bit of splashing just from like the amount of light that I'm giving it. So as long as you give it some bright and direct light, this one will definitely thrive in your care, and make sure you don't overwater it. So yeah, this one's also really easy, and I would recommend this for beginners because this one is just my cutting and it's already grown a whole new leaf. So this is its new leaf. I actually have like 2 or 3 of these Hoya Obovatas, and I just keep cutting it because I don't like really tall Obovatas. I kind of want to make a more bushy plot, but yeah, that's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want with your Obovatas. Next up I have my Hoya Lacunosa. So there's a lot of different varieties of Lacunosas out there. So this one is the silver Eskimo. So there's also regular silver, and there's the normal green Lacunosas. So I would say all the Lacunosas are pretty similar in care, and they are super easy. So very prolific growers, and just look at this. It has so much silver in the leaves. I don't even know how it photosynthesizes and grows new leaves, but it does. So it's doing really well in my care, and it has specks of green, not even like specks of silver, it has specks of green. So I really like my silver Eskimo. I got this one from Crystal Star Nursery, which is a local nursery that's maybe about half an hour to an hour's away drive. And yeah, they specialize in a lot of really uncommon, cool Hoyas. So I'm very glad we have someone like that selling in my area. Yeah, Hoya Lacunosa, one of my favorites because it's just so easy. It is so cute, and it's just a fast grower. So I tend to like all types of Hoyas. So I like the big, veiny, hard leaf type Hoyas. I like the tiny little serpens type Hoyas. I like softer Hoyas like Lacunosas. I like more longer leaf like Pubicalyx, which is my next one. So This one is my Hoya Pubicalyx. This one is a speckled variety. It does have quite some pretty splashiness, but I don't think it's considered the splash because that one is very, very splashy. So this one is just probably induced by bright indirect light. So as you can see here, this one is quite a splashy leaf, and it's one of the newer leaves, so it's still quite soft. And yeah, like a very easy grower as well. It grows these long tendrils first, if you guys can see. So it grows these tendrils first, and then the leaves come out. So make sure you don't cut them off if you want your Pubicalyx to be bigger, because then it has to shoot out more tendrils before leaves come. So yeah, this actually used to be a lot bigger, but I separated and divided this pot into 3 separate pots because it was just getting way too big and too difficult for me to check when the soil was getting dry. And yeah, I'm liking it a lot more now that it's a little bit smaller, but it's still quite bushy. So the top doesn't look like it's sparse or like balding. I like a nice full plant, but I didn't want an overwhelmingly bushy plant. I have my Nummularioides, so that's the next Hoya on the list. That's very easy, and I would recommend to you beginner Hoya lovers. So this one is the Hoya Nummularioides Pink Corona, and it has the fuzziest leaves, and it's super succulent. It holds a lot of water in the leaves, so this doesn't tend to need as much water as some of the other Hoyas, so very low maintenance. It doesn't need high humidity, and it just grows like normally. I've had this on my shelf for I think a couple months, and it was only recently that I decided to put it into my greenhouse just because it was closer to the window and I was running out of room on my shelf. So now it does get higher humidity, but I wouldn't say it needed it because it was still growing quite well in just like my normal shelf. So yeah, I would say that's pretty easy. And I hope today's video was helpful for you guys and gave you some options for which Hoyas to buy if you're new to Hoyas. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And yeah, thank you so much. See you next one. Bye.